his right mind. What you read in Daniel chapter 4 is that king, right after he has raised his eyes toward heaven, after he's repented, after God has given him his right mind back, after he's made the decision and realized who the one true God is, Yahweh. There's nothing else to tell us he was disloyal after this. Okay? Now, he did have family to come in behind him, Nebuchadnezzar, and then you have Belshazzar and grandson. But he himself, this king right here, he puts out a proclamation, which is Daniel chapter 4. So we're not going to read it. Just go home and read it when you get an opportunity. King Nebuchadnezzar, notice what he says here. To all peoples, nations, languages that dwell on the earth. Now this would be, ever watch a movie when the kings, a crier would go into a city and they would have the scroll, and they stand in the center of the city or at this city square, and they read the proclamation from the king and whatnot, and then they tack it up on a pole or a door or do whatever. That's what this is. That's what Daniel chapter 4 is. This king sent this message out into his kingdom and says, I want to tell you what God has done for me. And he goes into the story. I was an animal, God rescued me. I once was dead, now I'm alive. The whole concept, you know what I'm talking about? And how he recognizes, gives acknowledgement to this great, powerful God that is ruler of all the earth, and the God of, Daniel, and the God of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. That's the one true God. So he tells this story in Daniel chapter 4 in this proclamation that he sends out to his entire kingdom. And people read this from the king. Do you think that was drawing some people into checking out who this God is and what this God is all about? Now, if just a little bunny rabbit, what do we call it, bunny trail here. If you'll remember the wise men, the astronomers that came to visit, the magi that came to visit Jesus in the New Testament, they came knowing that there was going to be a king born. They knew the prophecy of Micah 5:2. They knew that there was going to be a child born. He's going to be the king of the Jews, and it's prophesied. And how did Babylonian magi know? Prophecies, you can understand how that these prophets, when they were in these foreign countries or lands, there was generally a way for them to be able to, and look how Daniel's religion, if you want to say it that way, Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego, stirred the pot up in Babylon, got people looking, asking questions. That trickles down, and here you are. You got magi coming to visit the child. That's how they got the word. That's how they got the message. It's how they knew what was going on here. So, look at verse 4. This is his proclamation here. I, Nebuchadnezzar, was at ease in my house, prospering in my palace. And then he goes into the story. He put all of his dirt out into the open, right? All of his dirty laundry. So the entire kingdom could see this, because he's now recognizing, I'm not all that in a bag of chips, but there is a God who is. It ain't me no more. He understood that. Now, he describes and he points out that he had a vision. Look at verse 13. I saw in the visions of my head as I lay in bed, behold, a watcher. This is what I'm trying to point out to you, what he sees here. A watcher, a holy one, come down from heaven. Okay, what is a holy one? Is the holy one coming from God's host? God's holy host? Not Holy Ghost, holy host. Okay? And the term that's used here, watcher, is a term that's used in extra biblical sources, used elsewhere. It's used several times here, meaning what? Does anybody know what a watcher is? That's why he's writing about it. Think about it. The decision by the word of the holy ones. Who is this? He